All right, the Dalai Lama is leaving Jammu and Kashmir and is en route Ladakh, but right before leaving, he made a statement. Let's listen into what he said.
The Chinese side in Ladakh, since you are going there. Basically, India and China, most populated two nations and neighbor. Sooner or later, you have to solve this problem through talk, through peaceful means. Use military force is outdated. Thank you.
All right, now I'm crossing over to my colleague Tejinder to give us more details. Tejinder, the Dalai Lama has left Jammu and Kashmir. He's on his way to Ladakh. Can you give us more details about what we're expecting to see today?
Yes, you see, Dalai Lama, he arrived in Jammu yesterday and today he has left for Ladakh. While we asked him about the expansionist policies of China, he said that the military solution to the standoff between India and China is no solution. So he said that sooner or later, both the countries, they will have to sit together and resolve all the outstanding issues. So clearly pointing towards the fact that both the issues at hand between India and China have to be resolved through a meaningful and peaceful dialogue. He said that military solution was not possible as both these countries are highly populated. Yesterday, if you remember, when we asked Dalai Lama about his reaction to the Chinese side objecting to his visit to Ladakh, he said that it was some of the hardliners in China who were objecting to his visit to China, whereas the people in China, they were not against him, and more people were following him. The people in China, they were of the opinion that he was not a separatist, and he said that he just wants autonomy within the framework of Chinese constitution, autonomy that could safeguard the traditions, Buddhist traditions of Tibet. So clearly, it seems that Dalai Lama has softened its stand, and today, when we asked him about his reaction on what he feels about the China's expansionist policies and whatever is happening in Ladakh, so he said that the military solution to the outstanding issues in China was not a solution. The only solution was that both these countries, sooner or later, they will have to sit together on a table and hold dialogue to resolve all the outstanding issues. Yes.
All right, Tejinder, stay with us because right now we're going to essentially decode the Tibetan struggle and we're going to take a specific look at where things stand right now. So first up, the information that we have for you is that the democratically run government is currently in exile in India. Now their capital is in Dharamshala. Now the next thing that we're going to take a look at is that one section seeks complete independence from China while another section remains within Chinese territory. Now the Dalai Lama has said that he doesn't want independence but instead greater autonomy for Tibet in China. Now China has essentially responded to this, saying that greater autonomy, this demand, is unconstitutional, is anti-constitutional, and they essentially will not, of course, allow this to happen. They do not want autonomy for Tibet. Now, another thing that we're going to take a look at is that this anti-China movements, they've been led by Tibetans in both India and the United States. This is the Tibetan independence movement, essentially. And again, this movement has been seen in both India and the United States. Now, the protests have been relatively peaceful, but in order to gain global attention, there have been around 156 people who have self-immolated to garner global attention. Now, specifically, those 156 people, Tibetans, they include monks, they include nuns, they include activists, and they have self-immolated in order to draw global attention. Now, essentially, what we're going to do is also take a look at this next point, where China has brutally suppressed Tibetan protests. I'm crossing over to my colleague Tejinder to give us more details on this. Tejinder, what can you give us in terms of information when it comes to how China has brutally suppressed Tibetan protests?
The demand of an independent Tibet in Tibet has been brutally met by the Chinese government. You see, China has, we are told that they have several of the Tibetan leaders who have been demanding independence. They have gone missing in Tibet, and you see that the Tibetan government in exile, which is based out in Dharamshala, it is not recognized by China. So China has used every means possible to suppress the movement of independence of Tibet by the Tibetans. You see, whenever any dignitary of China he visits India, you see the people, the Tibetans, they hold protests here. China has always been objecting to Dalai Lama's visit to Northeast, be it Arunachal Pradesh. And now when the news about the Dalai Lama visiting Ladakh in China objected to his visit, whereas the government of India maintained that Dalai Lama is a respected guest in India and he can move anywhere, wherever he likes in India. So there is no restriction on his movement. So government of India's stand is very much clear that though it's not going to interfere into the internal affairs of China, but Dalai Lama being a respectable guest in India, he's free to move anywhere. Dalai Lama yesterday, when we asked him about China objecting to his visit and its objection about Dalai Lama going to Ladakh, wherein there is another round of Corps Commander level talks that are going to be held this weekend, Dalai Lama said that it was only the hardliners in China who were against him, because they think that Dalai Lama is a separatist who wants independence for Tibet, but in reality he does not seek independence, but he wants greater autonomy for Tibet, and that too in the constitutional framework of the People's Republic of China. And today also, when we asked him about his reaction on China's expansionist policy as far as Ladakh is concerned, because we know that it's been more than 2 years we are seeing a standoff between the Indian Army and the People's Republic Army of China in Ladakh, wherein China, a large part of eastern Ladakh is being contested by both the sides. So Dalai Lama said that these type of situation has to be resolved by a meaningful dialogue, and the military standoff was not a solution. He said that both these countries, India and China, are the most populous countries in the world, and they have to sit together sooner or later to resolve all these outstanding issues. But as far as you said...
All right, Tejinder, sorry, I'm going to have to interrupt you. We're going to listen in essentially